Hey Travis kiddos, happy Wednesday, happy Earth Day, and still happy month of the military child. Don't you worry, I'm still sporting my purple. I want to go over a second step lesson, and we're going to start talking about problem solving. This is super important, a very, very important part of managing our emotions and understanding how to deal with our emotions in different situations. And it's extremely helpful when we're having strong emotions or when we have any issues, right? So, problem solving. And oh, I have Puppy to help me today. Oh, but Puppy looks really sad. Puppy, are you upset? Puppy, why are you so sad? Well, Snail promised to play with me at recess, but he's playing with other kids. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Puppy. Oh, that must be really hard, huh? That probably hurts your feelings, and it sounds like you have a problem. So, you're also feeling some strong emotions. And what do we do when we have strong emotions? We need to calm down. So, do you remember the steps for calming down? Okay, so first, stop. I feel sad and disappointed. And then take some belly breaths. So he's going to put hands on belly. And if that doesn't work, Puppy could always practice counting, remember, or going to ask someone for help. So, if you're calmed down, that's great. And then you're ready to solve your problem. So, Puppy, can we help you solve your problem? Okay, so we're gonna let Puppy sit and keep calming down while we talk about some problem solving strategies. So, we're gonna use the acronym STEP to figure out the steps to solving some problems. I'll get into that in a second. First, I want to show you some friends here. We have Brianna and Anne. Unfortunately, I don't have the video to show you again, but let me tell you a little bit about their problem, and I'm gonna go through what I think would happen since I don't have the video either. But let's see. Brianna and Anne have a problem. Brianna and Anne are both on the playground and they both want to use the monkey bars. They come from different sides of the monkey bars, meeting in the middle, but they can't go past each other because there's not enough space. And they're both not going to get off and they don't want to give up their turn. They have a problem. So Brianna and Anne both feel angry that they don't want to give up their turn. They both want to be on the monkey bars. They might even start yelling at each other. Check out those faces. They definitely look like they might be yelling. Looks like Anne is definitely yelling. Brianna looks a little more upset, huh? Frustrated. If they don't want to wait in line again, they're probably annoyed and impatient. They don't want to wait, right? So those are some strong feelings. What's the first thing we would suggest for them to do? Practice those calming down strategies. So first, they need to identify their feelings. Say, stop, I'm feeling blah, 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 right? I'm feeling annoyed. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling impatient. I'm feeling angry, whatever it is. Okay? Then they could try some belly breaths. They could try counting and asking for help from an adult. Okay? Once they've calmed down, they can think clearly. Because when you're angry and frustrated and upset and impatient, those strong feelings don't allow you to think clearly. But once they've calmed down, they can think clearly and start solving their problems. So, step one to solving their problems is the S in step. So, S, say the problem. So the problem is they both want to be on the monkey bars, but only one person can go at a time. Because if it's not wide enough to go past each other, only one person can be on at a time. And they waited in line and don't want to wait again. So the problem is they both want to be on the monkey bars, but you can only have one at a time. Okay? So, step 1, say the problem. Step 2, st. The next one is a T, step. T, think of solutions. Okay? So, one solution is they both push each other off and nobody gets to go. Ooh, I don't know if that's the best solution. One solution could be Brianna gets a turn and Anne has to go back and wait in the whole line again. Or another option is Anne gets to stay on and Brianna has to go back and wait in line again. Another solution is they both get off and go back in line again. Okay, those are some solutions. So step 1, say the problem. Step 2, think of solutions. Okay, step 3 is explore consequences. So a consequence is something that happens because of something else. We've been talking about cause and effect this week, right? So the effect is kind of like a consequence. Sometimes that happens naturally. Sometimes consequences are given to you. They can be positive or negative, right? So if your cause is you worked really hard and read lots of books and took lots of quizzes, the effect or consequence could be you get an AR award, right? So that's a positive consequence. Or maybe you did a really great job. You were kind to other people. You did all of your work. You were helpful to others. Okay, your consequence could be earning a reward, earning a purple card in my class, or maybe earning special time at home if these things are done at home, right? That's a positive consequence. Now, what if, on the other side of that coin, if you yell at your little sister and hit them? Now, the consequence is not going to be a positive one, right? You might get a timeout. You might have to help your sister get some ice for her arm and apologize and take care of her, which is a nice thing, but if you're forced to do it and you don't get to do the thing you want to do, consequence, right? So that's the effect. That's what happens because of your action. Okay. Now, in this situation with Brianna and Anne, here you can see when they get stuck in the monkey bars and can't go anywhere. So let's think about the consequences of the solutions they might take. So E, explore consequences. So what would happen if Brianna stops her turn and goes to the end of the line and lets Anne stay on? Anne would be happy. That's a positive consequence. But Brianna might still be mad at Anne for not getting to stay on and not working it out, or that she's jealous that she gets a turn. She might also get impatient, again, waiting in line. Okay? So there's some positive consequence, some negative consequence in that one. What about if Anne goes to the end of the line and Brianna stays on? Kind of the same, but reverse. Now, Brianna is happy that she gets to stay on the monkey bars, and Anne is not because she has to go to the back of the line, or she has to go play something else, or she misses her turn, right? And if they both fight with each other and both fall off or have to come off the monkey bars, well, that is not going to be a positive consequence for anyone, right? That one, they might get in trouble and have to sit out for that. They might have to go talk to the teacher. They might have to talk it out even longer, and they both miss their turn. And there are also consequences for the other people who might still be in line, right? So consequences affect everyone, good, bad, or otherwise. So you can think about those solutions and see which one might be the best, okay? And then the fourth step, so say the problem, think about solutions, explore consequences, and the fourth step, P, is pick the best solution. Okay, so maybe they say, okay, Brianna, you go ahead and finish up, and then I get to go into the line again. Or you take a turn, then I take a turn. okay? Or I will wait here and come back another time. Or maybe I'll go play something else. Or maybe we both can go play something else together, okay? So they're going to pick whichever they think is the best solution to their problem in that moment, the one that would have the best consequences for most. Not every solution is going to have positive consequences for everyone. But in situations, you can usually find a good compromise, right? So how about for Puppy? Let's come back to Puppy's problem. So remember, Puppy was sad because Snail was playing with other friends, even though he told Puppy that he would play with Puppy at recess. So let's stop and say the problem. Snail said, Snail would play with me, but Snail's playing with other friends. I feel sad, right? Puppy already practiced calming down. So now, say the problem is the first step. T, think of solutions. I could play with some other friends. I could join Snail's game. I could yell at Snail. I could sit and cry. Okay, so 4 different solutions there. Go play with other friends, play with Snail, and join the group of friends that Snail is with, yell at Snail, or go off and cry. So let's explore the consequences of those solutions. So if Puppy goes and plays with other friends, Puppy might have a good time. That's a positive consequence. Snail might be having a good time, but that might not solve the problem in the moment. Because if Puppy goes to play with other people, other friends, but Puppy's still upset with Snail, they haven't talked out the problem. They haven't worked it out, right? So that might not be the best consequences for everyone, okay? Because it still doesn't solve the problem. If Puppy goes and asks to play with Snail and Snail's other friends, the consequences could be that Puppy still gets to have fun with Snail. Snail gets to still play with Puppy and keep Snail's promise to play. But maybe Puppy wants alone time with Snail. So maybe that's not the perfect solution, but it's one of them. If Puppy goes and yells at Snail and calls Snail names, that is not going to be a positive consequence. Puppy's going to make Snail sad, and then I bet Puppy will feel even worse for hurting his friend's feelings, right? So that doesn't sound like a good solution. Let's explore more consequences. If Puppy goes off and cries all by himself, the consequence is Puppy is still sad. Puppy has not solved his problem. And maybe Snail will notice and feel sad too. I don't know. Does not sound like positive consequences for all there. So let's go back. Which one do you think had the best consequences? Which do you think is the best solution? So we can get to step 4. Pick the best solution. I think it sounds like maybe the best solution of those options that Puppy came up with would be to go and ask Snail to play and join whatever game Snail is playing, right? That sounds like a good idea. So Puppy's gonna go ask Snail to join, and I bet that will end up with some good consequences for everybody. So remember, when you're feeling strong emotions and feelings because of a problem, you are going to first calm down. Those calm down strategies. So first you say stop, I am feeling blah, blah, blah. Name the feeling. Then you're going to take your hands on your belly. Those slow, deep breaths, calming your brain. Getting oxygen up into your brain and get your blood flowing. Maybe counting. Maybe getting some help from an adult if you need. Once you're calm, then you can think clearly enough to take the 4-step process to solving your problem. So step 1, say the problem. Step 2, think of solutions. Step 3, explore consequences. So think about what could happen depending on what solution you might have or think of, okay? So explore consequences. Step 4, pick the best solution, okay? So if you take your time to do those steps, you are going to do a better job solving your problems. You're going to have better consequences for you and others, because we want to make sure that any solution we choose does not have negative consequences that hurt other people's bodies or their feelings. Okay, so those consequences should not hurt others. So use those steps to solve your problems. And they are going to take some practice. So you could practice in some fake situations, or you can take it into practice when you're feeling those strong emotions and having a problem. Okay, so go ahead, try those out, and hopefully it will help you. Happy learning.